words, and we want you paying attention to some of the connections that you make with those words. So here are the words: cupcakes, brownies, Boy Scouts, alligator, vodka, crayon, baseball, pies, meatloaf, Kahlua, guitar, belt, soccer, stew, hand, bread, hairbrush, scotch. So what associations are you making among those words? Think to yourself for just a minute.
Logan Gordon to the front for dismissal. Logan Gordon to the front for dismissal.
So what connections are you making among some of those words? Okay, so what words up there made that connection for you?
Scotch and vodka and Kahlua.
Okay, what other connections did you make?
After school activities, soccer, baseball, Boy Scouts.
Okay, so after school activities.
Things you eat, drink.
Things you eat and drink. Food, okay. Food you bake.
Party.
Maybe a party. What you're thinking behind that?
Cupcakes, brownies, alcohol.
Things to eat, things to do.
Yeah, exactly.
So we each bring to this list different experiences that help us interpret these words, right? So the first time I looked through this list, cupcakes and brownies, I started there. I was like, oh, things we eat. Then I got to Boy Scouts, and I was a lifelong Girl Scout. So then I started thinking about brownies, not in terms of something you eat, but in terms of the little Girl Scouts that are the age above daisies. So that was a connection that I made because of a previous experience I had. If someone else hadn't been in Girl Scouts, brownies still would have been something that you eat. So it's interesting to stop and think about why we make the associations that we do. So now we're going to take these words that have been completely out of context, other than what connections you just made, and we're going to put them into a context. So we just talked about how we tried to interpret the words. We thought about what they had in common. Did we expect those details to mean anything from the list of words? Not really. It was just a list of words. We really had to work to find those connections, right? And so then, did we think about those details to ask, what does this mean? Maybe not. You might have just thought it was a list of words. But now we're going to frame this that might give you a different meaning. So this is called food, music, memory. And it uses some of those same words you just saw. She said, cupcakes, brownies, pies. She says, remember this, bread, stew, socks. She says, all that time. She says, singing, all I taught you. She says, crayon, alligator, Boy Scouts. She says, baseball, soccer, track. She says, I was there, remember? I say, shouting, silence, shouting. I say, remember this, scotch, vodka, Kahlua. I say, cupcake, meatloaf, sauce. I say, singing, all you would not tell me. I say, crayon, dancing, guitar. I say, belt, hairbrush, hand. I say, I was there. Remember? So did the meaning change? How did the meaning change in this context? What do you bring to this story that's affecting how you're interpreting it? The first one sounds like a mom. Good memories.
The second one's like the kid. Relay all the what she remembers.
Okay, so maybe the kids having some negative memories. What else? Were there any words that jumped out at you as having different associations than what you would have thought from the first list? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like a Boy Scout.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some of them I'm still working as a reader to make meaning from some of the things that are together. But like Miss Jower said, for me it was the image of the belt and the hairbrush in the hand, because I wouldn't have really put a hairbrush in that negative kind of context that it becomes when you pair it with a belt in the hand. At first, brushing hair, but this story turns that meaning to more negative meaning. So it's just interesting because based on our experiences and pronouns? I think we did, because we figured out we thought one might have been the mom and one might have been the kid. Did we notice those two different stanzas? I think that was, yes, fairly evident. Did we notice the similarity in the kinds of details in the two stanzas? They were grouped the same, yeah, kind of the same structure with the I remember I was there. The repetition of words and punctuation and syntactical structures, all those things, they parallel with small differences. So now we're going to get into our reading workshop today, and what we're going to be doing is a text rendering protocol. This is something that you might want to use with your kids in your classrooms. This is a way to make sure that when you read something, everybody gets a chance to share. So what we're going to do is you have your 3 choice articles on It's Learning. I do have some paper copies if you'd rather read the paper copy. And what we're going to do is we're going to use this text rendering protocol, and here's how this works. You will read, and as you read, you're going to make a note of a sentence, a phrase, and a word that really stand out to you. Okay, so Dawn and I are going to model this. I read the Latin and Billings text, but that's just good teaching, the case for culturally relevant pedagogy. And I actually, when I do this, I write down several sentences, words, and phrases, but I'm only going to share one with you. But I went ahead and wrote them down so that I could decide. So I think my sentence is, on page 162, she says, beyond those individual characteristics of academic achievement and cultural competence, students must develop a broader socio-political consciousness that allows them to critique the cultural norms, values, and institutions that produce and maintain social inequities. So that's kind of a powerful sentence there. My phrase that I found was attempted to insert culture into the education instead of inserting education into the culture. And then my word was empowerment. So you see how we go from a more big picture to really having to pick out that one word? And what you're going to do is in your groups, because it was just me, that wasn't easy to model, you'll each go around and share one sentence. Then you'll each go around and share one phrase. Then you'll each go around and share one word. And then we'll talk about that process. Okay? So what I need for you guys to do is choose one of those articles. You have the Lats and Billings. That's just good teaching, the culturally relevant pedagogy. You have the Mall and Others, Funds of Knowledge for Teachers. And then you have Smith's Constructing a Theory of the World. I have 5 copies of each up here if you prefer a hard copy. If you're okay with digital copies, they are on It's Learning under our February readings. But I'm going to give you guys about 10 minutes to read quietly, and then we'll do the protocol. So be sure you're looking for a sentence, a phrase, and a word. You don't have to all read the same.